What's up, everyone? Welcome into the 143.
Welcome back.
Episode 5.
We are coming back at you once again.
And this is post Super Bowl, so obviously we'll be doing a lot of Super Bowl recapping today.
Absolutely.
Just want to say that it is pretty late at night right now. Pretty, I guess, early in the morning on Wednesday morning. And we are recording this show because we care about consistency
And integrity.
And so for y'all as the viewers, as the listeners, like we want to be consistent with our timing. Today we just spent all day just studying and doing
on the grinder.
On the grind.
That's
on this college grind. But
you know
we knew we could not go to sleep until we fulfilled our duty to give you.
And that is an episode a week.
An episode a week
for
Wednesday
everybody.
mornings at 5 in the morning.
Absolutely.
So let's start off like we normally do. With our stat of the week. This week's stat is brought to you by Anchor, a quick and easy site to upload your podcast, and it distributes that to all the platforms. We use it. It's very reliable. This is how we get our podcasts out to Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts. We use Anchor, and they're awesome. So the stat this week is Cooper Kupp.
Thank you, Anchor.
First player to win the following awards in a season. Offensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl MVP, the Triple Crown winner, meaning he led the league in yards receiving, receptions, and touchdowns, and then he also made the first team All-Pro. So it took Jerry Rice his entire career to get those.
Cooper Kupp said, let me do that real quick in one season.
It took him one season. So that stat is brought to you by Anchor.
And now we have your Player of the Week. We've touched on him already, literally 2 seconds ago. It is Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
This will be his second Player of the Week award on Under Review.
Congratulations, Cooper.
2-time winner.
This should be
all
more
go above those
awards.
other awards that we just mentioned.
I think he's more proud of this one.
He should be. Absolutely.
He definitely should.
So he had 8 receptions for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns.
In the Super Bowl.
One of those being the game-winning touchdown. Dare I say, the dagger.
The dagger in the Super Bowl. Attaboy Cooper Kupp. Our first repeat Player of the Week. So
absolutely.
Congratulations.
Hopefully not our only, because we have
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons has been the Player of the Week. Hopefully he can repeat
a lot. Yep. So, attaboy Cooper. Let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Well deserved, I would say.
Nick, let's talk about it.
Now,
we come to you with heavy hearts. Just about the Super Bowl in general. Obviously, it's no secret, and if you've been listening to the show, we
were rooting hard for the Bengals.
We have been following the Cinderella story, and we were just hoping it would.
Joe Burrow.
This would be a win. Would be in the books, and it wasn't. Obviously, hopefully, if you're watching our show or listening to our show, you watch the Super Bowl, so we don't need to lay it out in depth of everything that happened. But let's just say, basically everything Nick and I said last week,
I think came true.
T. Higgins popped off.
4 receptions, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
We
called that.
Joe Burrow was able to scramble out and make a lot of throws, like we said.
We said that the
O-line was going to stink.
O-line was going to crumble, and they did.
And they did. In the end, that's what gave the game away. And we said if the Rams are going to win this game, they've got to get Cooper Kupp involved.
Yes, and them tearing apart that O-line for the Bengals.
And that's what happened. And
murdering them.
The only one thing that I was specially requested to mention is the fact that Matt Stafford had a good game. And congrats to him. He played very well. He was a great distributor of the ball. And one of our valued listeners requested that I make that known. So, Mom, there you go. There you have it. Matt Stafford played great. So,
congrats to him. Finally got himself a Super Bowl ring.
There you go, Matt.
Been rotting in Detroit for who knows how long. Finally got something of worth.
I would say, obviously, what won the game for the Rams and lost the game for the Bengals was the offensive line of the Bengals. Because at the end,
and frankly, the play
you had a second and one
towards the end.
The play calling at the end, second and one, a third and one, and a fourth and one, and you couldn't convert on any of them. 2nd and 1, you decided to trash the ball out of bounds
For no reason.
for no reason.
Waste of play.
For 3rd down, you run it up the middle with your backup running back.
Your second string, Samaje Perine.
Right at Aaron Donald. Right at him. Like, you're begging him to tackle you. You're like, hey, best defensive player in the league.
You really going to trust your guard and your tackle and your center to make a hole for that? Nope.
And then 4th and 1, Joe Burrow has about 1 second to throw before he is swamped by Aaron Donald. Somehow majestically gets a throw
Who even
out.
knows how that happened?
And Samaje Perine, the best player on the Rams team, in my opinion.
The backup for the Bengals.
I don't know
why they didn't have Joe Mixon in. Because he's supposed to be their star running back. Why is he not in? They should, why didn't they let him run the ball whenever they handed it off the middle? Also, if you're Samaje Perine, this is the play. This 4th and 1, this is the play that decides whether or not basically you win the Super Bowl, because you get this 4th down conversion, you get to keep driving, have the opportunity to win.
Exactly.
Or if you don't get this, then obviously the Rams win because they just kneel it out. The ball looks like it drops maybe a foot or so in front of him. Why are you not laying out, sacrificing every single thing you have to get this ball? This literally determined whether or not y'all could have had an opportunity to win the Super Bowl. And he lets it drop, and then that ends up being game. And then obviously there is one picture that we need to talk about.
I feel like it should be addressed.
It is on that play. So, Jamar Chase absolutely toasts Jalen Ramsey. Puts a nasty move on him. Jalen Ramsey is literally laying on the ground. Jamar Chase is running 10 yards past him. He's wide open.
Touchdown.
Easy touchdown if Joe Burrow had 2 more seconds to throw, because he could just let it go. Jamar would catch it, score a touchdown. That's game. Bengals win the Super Bowl. Everyone's happy. But his O-line crumbled. He had no time. He has to roll out. And scrambling to get the first down is not an option, because he basically broke his leg and said, no, I'm going to stay in and finish this game.
Yep.
And gave it all he had.
Gets
tackled and somehow gets rid of the ball, and it drops in front of Samaje Perine, and then that's the game.
Game over.
Truly unfortunate.
If he had just had 1 more second to throw, could have been game over. In
Obviously,
Bengals' favor.
Everyone knew that the Bengals O-line was going to be their downfall, because the Titans game, they somehow won despite their awful O-line.
The Bengals O-line.
The Chiefs game, they somehow won despite their awful O-line.
The Bengals O-line loves setting playoff records for sacks.
I know.
They tied the record
in the
Tennessee game with 9, and then they tied the Super Bowl record with 7 sacks allowed. So
congratulations to the
good job,
O-line
guys.
for setting records.
Y'all are terrible, and you probably will most likely be
Congrats on almost getting your quarterback injured for the 2nd year in a
Obviously, number 1 offseason focus for the Bengals, work on the offensive line.
I felt like they've done a good job.
Free agency.
They've got a decent back in the backfield.
Very good.
They have a phenomenal receiving and tight end core built around Joe Burrow.
Yep.
And I think it just all sometimes goes to waste because he doesn't have enough time back there, because their O-line is atrocious. And I think if they fix that, they're going to be very successful. I mean, they were very successful anyway, despite having their awful
if it was
O-line.
just Aaron Donald going up against the 5 offensive linemen, he still would break through because they're that bad.
Well, because the thing also, Aaron Donald wasn't really there for the first 2 quarters, right? Like,
no, I didn't.
Whatever they were doing, those first 2 quarters was working. And obviously, maybe that was just Aaron Donald figuring it out or powering through, but I feel like if they were just they could have done what they were doing at the beginning of the game, then they would have had a lot more success. Because one thing I saw was they were triple blocking, had 3 guys on him in the first couple quarters, but then towards the end of the game, they started going one-on-one with him, and that's obviously not going to work.
You can't do that.
Especially with the sorry Bengals O-line.
Yes, it was honestly just ridiculous, and it made us very disappointed because with 2nd and 1, not running the ball on 2nd down, trying to run it on 3rd down,
it's just so dumb because
it was just a mess at the end.
You had 3 tries to get 1 yard, and you couldn't even.
And you couldn't
do that.
You couldn't do that, and you can't put this game on Burrow. I mean, he played out of his mind.
He played his heart out.
And
They tried to examine his leg after that
so,
almost injury, but he said, "No, I'm gonna finish this game."
congrats to the Rams. I mean, obviously Matt Stafford, Cooper Cup, they played great.
Yep.
The defense played good. Sean
Not
McVay,
the Bengals
Sean
defense.
McVay played or coached a good game, and so obviously they. I mean, I think the more complete team won the game. We're just disappointed
Oh,
that the Bengals
absolutely,
didn't win. So
absolutely.
not super surprised the Rams won. We were just hoping for a different outcome. But congrats to them, the city of LA. They'll enjoy this offseason, and hopefully the Cowboys will be the victors of next season. But
One thing I would like to point out is people are LA fans, especially, are talking about, does this Super Bowl victory added to Matthew Stafford's checklist, does that maybe qualify him for the Hall of Fame as a quarterback? I'm going to argue no.
I agree. I don't think. I mean, he's won a Super Bowl, and that's good for him. But you can't just give him a Hall of Fame jacket.
When you
because of
think
that.
about it, you're grouping him in with Tom Brady, Joe Montana, guys like them, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Eli Manning's going to get it, I think, above Matt Stafford. And are you going to sit here and tell me that he's as good or even better than those guys? And I'm going
no,
to say
absolutely
no,
not.
absolutely not. I mean, he had the
He's good.
greatest
He's
receiver
good.
this season.
Yeah.
Phenomenal defense. I mean, he's a great quarterback, obviously, but he had, I mean, a lot of good things going for him this year. So I feel like this was kind of the year to do it for him, and he did it.
And
so
he did it.
Congrats.
And he did his job. If he wins a few more, I think he does get into the Hall of Fame. But this is a step. This will help.
This is
him.
a step in the right direction, which could lead to the Hall of Fame. But if you were to retire right now,
This is not.
no.
Yeah, this is not
You're
the deciding
not getting
factor.
the Hall of Fame.
So it was a entertaining Super Bowl.
Not a dull moment.
Not a dull moment. It was a good game, and which is what we wanted. And sorry for Cincinnati. Hopefully they'll be back next year. And nice job, LA. So let us kind of switch gears here. This is kind of a transition from what we've normally done to what we're trying to do in the next few months.
Plans for the off season.
So we are going to transfer from talking more about like analytics, the games. Obviously, NFL season's over. We won't really be talking about the NBA or college basketball a whole lot. We would love to talk about baseball, but the MLB can't.
If they could just stop acting like children.
It would be great if they could get their stuff together and fix
Figure
the
it out.
situation with the lockout. But until then, we're going to be talking a lot of NFL offseason. And super excited to talk about it. Whatever trades pop up, whatever coaching hires happen, we'll be there to
This
give
will just
y'all
be more of like our opinion on what's going on,
Yeah.
because obviously a lot of new things are going to come out.
our takes on it. We'll be having
Trades and whatnot, or who knows.
different debates about different things. So this is kind of a different but super
It'll be
interesting.
different, obviously.
Super
Less
entertaining.
analytics, I think.
A lot more entertaining, I think, and
Right.
just super fun. So hopefully y'all tune in, listen to these each week as we talk more about just in general what things are going on, what things we think should be going on. We'll be having guests on to talk about certain things, like what's wrong with certain teams, what
Yeah.
they need to fix, and
Keep
so
throwing surprises at you.
It's gonna be fun.
Just got to keep
It's
it
gonna be a
interesting
fun
and
offseason.
entertaining.
But let's briefly talk about some of our off-season hopes, things that we would hope to see in the off-season. And I think a big one for me and Nick both is not as much with the team, but with the NFL itself. The officiating, the flag throwing.
Something's got to change, man.
You had a call in the Super Bowl that dictated the outcome of the Super Bowl.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, I'm not saying the Rams won because of the refs, but I'm saying it definitely helped.
It helped them.
And if you look back at the Cowboys 49ers game in that last 2 minutes, there were tons of flags thrown, which definitely
You can
dictated
look
the
back
game.
at almost any game this season and be like, oh, that call may or may not have altered.
People are accusing the NFL of having it rigged. No wonder. I mean, flags.
You can see it.
There's too many game-ending flags. We've got to change that.
Well, because like with the Rams-Bengals Super Bowl game, it's like the refs weren't even there for the first 3 quarters. And all of a sudden, the fourth quarter, they're like, oh, we're supposed to throw flags? Oh, that's right. And so they start throwing flags
Every
left
play,
and right, and
in
it's
the
kind of
goal, in the end,
it's ruining
like
it.
the red
It's
zone.
ruining
It was in
it.
the red zone, and you
Because
can't.
They were on the 8, and it was 3rd and goal, and then they didn't get it, so they threw a flag and was like, oh, here's 4 more tries off a bogus call.
It's happened. I
Thank
feel
you.
like it's happened more this season than any other season I've seen, and we need to change the PI call. Just let them play. Let the contact happen. This is a contact
Well, it's
sport.
like, especially with that PI call, like it wasn't. He didn't grab. He didn't push. He just kind of set his hand on him and felt him a little bit, right? So I don't
Right.
really feel like there was any solid contact. You can say that's
I agree.
PI. But then they let that one go where T Higgins like tried to like rip
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey's helmet off,
It
and then
doesn't
they're
make
like,
any
"Oh, that's
sense.
fine." Like
It
what?
doesn't make any sense. And I think like football is a contact sport. Let there be contact.
Yes.
Like
Oh my
contact is
word.
not bad in football. That's what it's supposed to be. Roughing the passer. If they touch the quarterback, it's not
It's got
roughing
to
the
be
passer.
what it was like a long time ago, like 10 or so years ago.
Yes.
Obviously, the obvious ones where it's like he throws it and then 3 seconds later he's getting smacked by a
Mm-hmm.
defensive lineman. Yes, but like I'm talking about the dumbest ones in my opinion are the ones where he still has the ball. If he still has the ball, there cannot be roughing the passer because at that point he's not a passer, right?
Right.
Because he's not
Right.
throwing the ball
Right.
anymore. He's like technically a runner. Because it's like, oh, you can't put all of your weight down on top of him. These are 300-pound defensive linemen. They can't just throw around their 300 pounds and just like, I don't know, fall to the side in midair while trying to drag the quarterback down with them. I mean, that's just not going to happen.
No, it's not. I mean, you
And
can't expect them to be acrobats. I mean, their job is to tackle the quarterback. If they tackle him a second after he throws the ball, don't throw the flag. That's their job. Like, don't they
they're
can't.
already falling forward
Their momentum
towards
is
him
going
or
this
on
way.
him.
What do you want them to do?
It's
Taunting,
so
also
annoying.
taunting. Toss taunting out of there. Like y'all throw a flag for them getting up and talking to each other. Like
Oh
you
my
can't
word,
do that. Like we're becoming too sensitive in a contact sport. So that needs to seriously change.
Like this sport is made and meant for violence, and y'all are just trying to take it out.
Yeah, either make it flag football or leave it tackle, but you got to make up your mind.
Also, this is a personal opinion.
Uh-oh.
Take it with a grain of salt. All right, I don't know how many people are going to agree with this. Maybe not a lot.
Throw it out there, see what happens.
I say take targeting out and helmet-to-helmet contact or whatever that is out.
I mean, that would be nice, but there's no way they'd ever do that.
I say do that.
They won't.
Take his head off. I love to see those hits.
Well,
Do you know how awesome it is to see some dude just get absolutely clocked? I love to see it.
I mean,
You know?
helmet to helmet against an unguarded
That's what your
player,
helmet is for, to
well,
protect your
it's a
head.
dangerous thing. I mean, helmet to helmet.
Oh my goodness, it's dangerous. Oh,
Targeting.
it's
Is,
football, dude.
hey, targeting is a player that's like defenseless. That's what
Yes,
targeting.
I understand that, but like,
So you can't
still,
just clock a player for no reason. in the
nah,
head.
dude. I say clock him, bro. Let him
Okay,
die.
well, you can't
Let
do
him
that.
die.
You can't.
Football is a violent sport, and they're trying to take the violence out of
Okay,
it.
but you
It
still
doesn't
want the
make
players
sense.
to like live and not have to like be.
I mean, if they're making that
Their
much
brain be
money,
dead.
there's got to be some risk, right?
Okay, there's
they're
risk,
taking all
but
the
I
risk
don't think
out
you
of
can
it.
you can't take targeting out. But there are penalties.
That's why I said personal opinion.
That's a personal opinion. and
Not a
I
lot of people
respect
would
that that's
agree
your
with it,
personal
but it's like
But you
go back to the Coliseum, right? Throw
The-
them in the arena, let them murder each other.
Okay, well, I feel like times have changed since the Coliseum. If not, then we are dead as a society. But penalties do need to change for real in the NFL. Another thing I think that we're very excited to see are some quarterback changes that could possibly be brewing.
Lots of speculation.
Lots of speculation with some quarterbacks that have been at their teams a long time, like Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers is kind of speculated to go to Denver at some point. I'm sorry, Denver, you're going to have to deal with that. And then Russell Wilson is thinking about leaving Seattle, according to rumors. Maybe Tampa.
I mean, he's very talented, and
Maybe
I think
Tampa.
it's low-key being wasted at Seattle because they're on the decline.
Mm-hmm. Also,
Honestly,
Pete Carroll won't listen to
ever
him.
since the whole Legion of Boom era, like after that, they just haven't been back
Right.
at all. And
So I feel like that would be a good move for him to get out of
it's
Seattle.
very dangerous.
Deshaun Watson, we haven't seen him in a while.
Coming back to the league, not
He's
to the
gonna come
Texans, but
Not to the Texans.
who knows where.
It's not going to be the Dolphins
Right.
either. So could be the Bucks. Could be Kyler is
Being a
reportedly
child.
wanting out of Arizona. We don't know why.
I don't know why you'd want out of Arizona. That's a great situation down there. Like,
Just to give some context,
Tons
Kyler
of-
Murray took all the stuff off of social media about the Cardinals, unfollowed them, everything. He's apparently unhappy with what happened, the fact that he's getting blamed for a lot of their losses, which you're the quarterback. That's what
You're
happens
the captain, right?
when you
You're
only
supposed to
score
be the
when you
leader.
only score 11 points in a playoff game. That's kind of on you. It's what you're
Oh, it's
supposed to be moving
definitely
the
on
ball.
you.
You don't have a terrible O line to like blame it on. So
You got tons of
you got
offensive
tons of
weapons,
weapons.
right? You got a solid defense on the other side.
Yeah, so I don't know what you're waiting on.
You're kind of set up for
Like
success.
an invitation, like they want you to score. So if you could just score, that'd be great. You have not done anything whatsoever to deserve to demand a trade or anything.
And also, I don't feel like the Cardinals did bad last year.
No.
I mean, they were a very
They've
dominant franchise.
progressively
They were
gotten
solid.
better. They finally made a
They're
playoff
on the
berth.
rise.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. And I don't know why Kyler Murray wants out of there because that's a great situation for a quarterback to be in. Like, I think most quarterbacks would love to be in that situation.
Yeah. So Kyler I think he's going to stay in Arizona. I think this whole thing blows over. But a few quarterbacks were interested in seeing what they do. So definitely a bunch of head coaching hires that are new. I don't think most of the teams got the right guy except for the Raiders. I like the Josh McDaniels
There were
hire.
some interesting ones that had me scratching my head.
I think the Raiders will
also
be good,
with the Raiders, there's the possibility of old Devontae Adams coming,
which
that
will
way.
be huge if they get Devontae
Give
Adams.
Derek Carr an absolute weapon.
They'll be a contender. They were a contender this year with a messed up season, and so next year,
all the junk that happened.
Yeah, next year I think they'll be good. I think most of the other teams that had head coaching hires, like the Dolphins and the Texans and the Vikings, like I think they'll be the same that they were last year.
Especially because also with the Bears, I don't think Justin Fields is it. I don't think Andy Dalton is it. They're gonna have to go out and find another quarterback. I think,
which takes a while.
But obviously, along with the quarterback, I think there are other things that they need to change first.
Yeah, there's a lot of franchises that need a lot of work, and so these upcoming months will bring about trades, free agent signings, the draft, obviously. There'll be a lot of interesting things going on, even though there's no games. And we're excited to be able to talk about those kind of things and give our opinions, give our takes on them. The right opinion, obviously.
Obviously, as the experts.
As your experts. And so we're super excited about it. We're going to throw some, like Nick said, keep y'all guessing, throw some guests on every now and then, talk about some different things.
Just keep up with the surprises.
Have some spirited debates, hopefully, and obviously we've been analyzing playoff games, so we've agreed on a lot of those. But
hopefully these next couple episodes will bring up
some stuff that we disagree on.
Because obviously there will be a lot of controversial things regarding, like, I don't know, personnel changes, like where quarterbacks go, whether that's the right decision and whatnot. I mean, who knows?
So we're really excited about this NFL offseason, and we had a great NFL season. Hopefully next year will be the Cowboys' year, and we'll definitely be talking more about that in the next upcoming months. But we appreciate y'all being with us this far, and we hope that y'all can be with us through the NFL offseason, as we're super excited to talk about that with y'all.
As we like to end our shows here with a inspirational quote of the day, one that meshes life and football together. Boom. A quote from football that applies to life. This quote is brought to you by the Mike Ditka.
Mike Ditka, baby.
He said, "You're never a loser until you quit trying."
Amen.
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
And
we'll leave y'all with that for this week. Thank you for tuning in, and we cannot wait to see you again.
You'll be here